No.
All right, so YouTube is almost up and
Are my
running.
colors normal? Is my hat pink?
No, it just like it's like hitting super like neon for some reason. It's not pink, it's orange.
It looks pink on my screen.
What's BHM? Don't click it, James. Focus. All right. Drew, I'm gonna start it right now. So you just go whenever you're ready, baby.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you made it back. You made it back to Garbage Time with Boda. We're here to bring you the latest news and predictions, thoughts about the NFL. I'm here with my lone co-host, James, for the day.
Howdy.
James coming at you. We are down a couple boys tonight, but
wow.
Same great content. Still coming at you.
They froze to death in this blizzard.
It is nasty out there, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Not looking forward to going away.
Hey, remember when I was like, yeah, I want to move back from Tampa? Fucking what?
We should have moved down to Tampa with you.
Yeah, might go down as one of Boda's biggest mistakes. We'll find out.
Committing to the Bo side of it. Awful decisions. Awful. We should have followed in Tom Brady's footsteps.
We would have been living in Tampa right now with all the freaking trophies. It would have been sick.
Right? The new title town, apparently. Shit.
Oh, don't do that.
Hey, I'm a Packers fan. I can declare whatever I want in title town, all right?
I am the captain now.
I am the captain now. All right, James. So I think we got to start off with the blockbuster robbery that has occurred in Matthew Stafford going from the Detroit Lions to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for, and sit tight, grab a coffee, maybe make yourself a sandwich. It's a long list. 2 first-round picks.
That's 2.
An additional 3rd-round pick.
That's a 3rd.
And 1 Jared Goff.
And 1 Jared Goff.
Who was a former number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rams traded 3 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick worth of assets for a 34-year-old Matthew Stafford.
Man.
What do you think, James?
So there's a couple sides you can look at this. And I mean, if you look at the LA side first, right? They're very clearly looking at win now. They're looking at, I want a fucking title to come back to LA. Matt Stafford could be that guy to fill in that gap. I thought he was the more affordable option, but here we are.
Right.
Also, on that, they got to dump Jared Goff's salary on Detroit with, I think, not only, but I think it was about like a $10 million salary hit this upcoming season. I might be wrong, might be 20. It was either 10 or 20.
Which is really the best you can ask for after you just signed a dude to a 4-year contract extension.
Oh, 100%, but a 4-year. So, I mean, take that $20 million for 1 year, but Detroit is taking over the remaining of his $106.6 million.
Yes. So
I call that a win.
That is a great job unloading a contract by the Rams. I think that if they weren't able to do that, if they weren't able to convince Detroit to take on as much of Goff's contract as they did, this would be an absolute loss for the Rams.
Oh, 100%.
Giving up what is basically your entire future and a heavy investment in what was Jared Goff for a quarterback that's got probably 3 to 5 years left. I don't see Matthew Stafford being one of the guys that plays deep into his 40s. So
no, I think even the 3rd year would be generous, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that decline is probably going to come pretty hard and pretty soon.
Yeah,
so
but
they're betting on this year. The next 2 years, I'd say, is their real window with Stafford.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they've sold the farm to get here. I mean, at this point, they don't have a 1st-round pick, and they didn't have one this year, right?
Nope.
This previous year. They don't have one next year. Nope. They don't have one in 2022 or 2023.
Right. So they have gone all in. They've got a team that can do it. They absolutely can. They have the talent.
The defense is there.
They should probably work on bringing in a tight end somehow, because the tight end play has been very inconsistent over there. That's really been the biggest issue on offense that I can see. because I mean everyone else is producing just fine. Cam Akers is gonna be a stud.
So, I'm glad you brought this up. Sorry if I just cut off
No,
your point. Let's talk about the winners and losers before we get to like the Detroit side of this and what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Because I think like the two biggest pieces that people are looking at are DeAndre Swift and Cam Akers.
Sure.
I
I mean, they're the two youngest pieces on both of those offenses.
100%. And I think if you had to pick a winner out of those two, I might take DeAndre Swift, oddly enough.
I think he's going to be the winner in terms of an uptick in workload.
Yeah.
I think Akers is probably going to end up getting more involved in the passing game as a result. Stafford's been used to throughout his career having a back that he can rely on in the passing game, be it, Theo Riddick or Amir Abdullah or someone of that nature.
Right.
So I think Cam Akers is going to make a shift more towards being an every down bell cow kind of back. So I think he's going to benefit role wise. I think Swift is going to benefit volume wise because you don't bring in Goff to be throwing the ball 45 times a game. Sorry.
No, not at all. So with that, I think Jared Goff is a big loser here.
Anytime you have to move from Los Angeles to Detroit, you have lost.
Yeah, no, that's a massive L in that book.
Yeah.
But even more so than that, I've always kind of, for the past few years, barring the Super Bowl year, he kind of just seemed like a system quarterback and did well in Sean McVay's system. We don't know what he's going to look like. He's the biggest question mark under center for Detroit right now.
I think it's going to come down to the offense that they are able to put and build around him and the playbook that they decide to go with. Because like you said, Jared Goff went as the rest of the Rams offense went. As soon as defenses, right after the Super Bowl, as soon as Bill Belichick figured out that pre-snap motion jet bullshit that they run 75% of the time.
Yeah.
The offense went straight downhill and Jared Goff went with it. So I think he really is, if he can get a good system around him and find something that works, he's good enough that he'll make that work. So it's going to come down to the coaching in Detroit, which is never a good prospect. So
no,
we'll see.
It's going to be scary. I think we could see a 3-win Detroit team, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it depends on the routes they take. They need to be focused on building up the offensive line a little bit more. They need to be focused on getting him weapons because he needs them. And the defense, of course, as always. But it would have been nice to see Detroit try and snag a defensive piece in that trade, or hopefully they go and get one soon, or maybe they're banking on the draft like they did with Jeff Okudah, which worked out. So we'll see.
I don't know if Jeff Okudah's worked out that well, but
it's worked out so far.
It's worked out decently.
He's been good.
I mean, yeah, but for what spot he was at, that's a whole nother debate. But for what spot he was at, he should be a lot better.
We'll give him next year, and then we'll make some calls.
Yeah. Biggest question mark, I think, if we're talking about offensive weapons, though, in Detroit is Kenny Golladay, man.
There's no question when he's on the field.
Right.
It's just one of those guys where, is he going to be healthy?
Well, it's not even if he's healthy. I mean, this year he had that mysterious injury that put him out all year, but it was just like floating around. Like no one in the media really knew what was going on. They didn't know if it was like a real injury or if it whatever. He just didn't play. And I don't know if that was like a coaching thing, because it seems like Matt Patricia, which we'll talk about in a second, but didn't want, like, just lost a locker room. Sorry, not didn't want, but he just lost a locker room. And Kenny Golladay might have been the guy who was like, yo, fuck this. Like, I'm not even standing with this team right now.
Right. No, I agree. Is it an AJ Green situation where he's like, this team fucking sucks? I don't want to deal with what's going on with this team right now. And it seems, like you said, Matthew Patricia lost that team very early on. He really had no chance. It kind of reminded me of Mike McCarthy's last year in Green Bay, where everyone was just like, yeah, we're going to go out onto the field, but we don't really give a shit what happens when we get there.
Right.
So I don't think Kenny Golladay wanted any part of that. I think he's like, I'm going to show up and play with a team that's there to win and, respects their head coach, or I'm just not going to show up. I don't know if that's the case, but be interesting if it was. Um, it'll be good to change the culture in Detroit for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Just
So, sorry, you go ahead again. I cut you
I was
off.
just gonna say, you just get a new regime in there. Goff is a good bridge quarterback. I think it gives them a couple years to go out and figure out who is going to be the future of the franchise, and it might be Goff. He could just develop unprecedentedly for the next couple years and thrive in that new Detroit offense. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. But it buys them time and gives them a lot of options. So I think Detroit has really set themselves up very well for the future.
First point I'm going to say is how much of this Stafford not wanting to go to the Patriots, like that was the one team he requested not to go. How much of that goes on Matt Patricia's lap, and how much of that goes on the weird like middle ground they're in right now? We don't know what direction their team's heading.
I think it's pretty solidly 50-50, but not what you said. I think Patricia takes 50% of that. I think half of why he didn't want to go to the Patriots is because Matt Patricia can do that. And then the other half of it is the Patriots' track record over the last 2 years and what they've done to their offense and what they've tried to accomplish with it. That offense is so lost. And I don't know that I've ever seen a team go from where they were to just completely no idea who they are that quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't think Stafford really wanted to be part of an offense that was searching for an identity and figuring out the pieces that they needed to go and bring in, and the pieces that they already have are getting kind of old with Edelman and all that kind of stuff. I just don't think he wanted to be a part of that. I think he wanted to be in a system that is established, that he just has to go in and say, all right, tell me what I need to know, and I'm going to go out there and make it happen, which is what he's going to get in LA. They have a system. McVay is undoubtedly very, very talented as an offensive coach. So Stafford's going to walk into that building. They're going to hand him a playbook, tell him to memorize it, ask him for his opinion, and then move forward. If he came to New England, he would be building an entirely new playbook with Josh McDaniels. And don't forget, the Rams don't have any first-round picks. So where are they going to find the successor to Matthew Stafford in the next couple of years? I think job security was also a big concern, and I don't think he's going anywhere in LA for at least 2 or 3 years.
No, I mean, like you said, they can't.
They have no assets.
Yeah.
So,
second point, how glad are you that, because this rumor was thrown around that one, Aaron Rodgers isn't in LA, and two, Jared Goff isn't in Green Bay?
I'm disappointed overall for Aaron Rodgers. I think it would be a better move. I think that's a team that absolutely has. If Aaron Rodgers was on the Rams, you'd have a tough time beating that team, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jared Goff in Green Bay also would have been pretty good because it gives them a more disposable, less attached piece of a veteran quarterback that they can just toss when it's time for Jordan Love to come in. Instead of being
whatever that is.
Instead of doing a dance with Aaron Rodgers and trying to figure out whether he's leaving or not when they want to put Love in, they could straight up just have Jared Goff and be like, look, dude, you're the quarterback until you're not the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It would put the decision in Green Bay's hands. They would get a shitload. Look what Detroit got. They'd get tons of assets. I think it would have been a better move in the long term for everybody. But
yeah, but
it's hard to trade the reigning MVP when you have him on your roster. That must be just an insane decision to even think about making.
Must be wild. Drew, you want to move on to the next topic? Talk about some more trade rumors?
Yeah, let's roll it.
All right, I will pivot this one. So Sam Darnold, the rumors are starting to spin, man. I mean, we were just talking about this on IG Live, but he has one of the best arms in the NFL, underrated. He's just a gambler and he's inaccurate, and he's had some random injury issues like I
Mono.
almost said polio. Mono. Thank you. That's the name of it.
If he had polio, we'd be having a completely different conversation.
Sam Darnold has polio. There's the title of the fucking episode. Where I asked this too on IG. 1, where do you think he's going to end up? 2, what's his value? 3, is he a starter?
Somewhere, we'll get to the first part of that. His value is going to be, I'd say, middle of the right. He's young and has a ton of potential.
Right.
So some team is going to see that and want to see what they can do with it. And I don't remember what the third thing you asked
was. Is he a starter?
I think he will end up being a starter. I don't think a team is going to waste going out and getting him and then having him sit on the bench.
No, I think that's wild.
So after being a starter for should have been 2 years, I don't think he would be thrilled with going back to the bench this soon. And I don't know. I don't think that's worth the resources. So I think you're going to see him. And the first team that comes to mind is where I think Deshaun Watson would actually be the best fit, like we talked about on the Voda show. But I think Chicago, I could see them absolutely being a team that makes a move for him just based on their track record lately.
I am going to say to the first part of that, because I can see this happening in my head, the Patriots are going to sign him. And Chris and Zach will be like, "Oh, this is the worst move ever, bro. I can't believe it's Darnold."
Because
I don't hate it.
He's a guy you can start building. He's a guy that has a future.
Exactly.
So it's not Matthew Stafford, who's 34 years old and wants to go find a team that he can win with.
And it's not Deshaun Watson.
That would, I think, thrive in a system where you're building around him. He's giving input on the guys that he wants around him and the guys that he's going to succeed with. So if New England can pull that off and manage it properly and get him a good team, that's a hell of an underrated move right there.
It's a hell of a move. I kind of love it.
And you're going to get him cheaper than any other quarterback on the market that's going to give you any type of the same value.
100%. And with that, I'm going to say I'll put his ceiling at the second round and I'll put his floor at like maybe a fourth on a stretch. I really think it would be a second or third that would take to pry Sam Darnold away. Yeah, I don't think you're getting a first for him by any means.
I don't think you're going to get a first. I think you could get a combination of second, third, fourth, some combination of those picks, which is unfortunate because that's already less than you invested in them.
Right.
But you can't really ask for much when the sample size that we've seen from him is as small as it is and as average as it is, honestly. But then there's the added fact of he can do stuff with his legs. So if he can stay healthy, if you can get him cheap enough, he's a great option to try and move forward with.
Oh, 100%. Though, to the third point. I'm not going to say he's a day one starter. I do think he is a starter, but I'm going to put him at the fringe level. I think you put Sam Darnold in like a competition setting, and he might – I'm not going to say he wins at day one. I feel like if he ended up with the Patriots, they draft someone, end up playing him. But I think that's a second half guy that's going to lead your team to the playoffs. That'll give you enough of a push that you sneak into the wild card.
Okay, fair. So if the Patriots do end up going with Sam Darnold, if they draft somebody else, whatever the case is,
right?
They need a weapon. Who do they go out and get? Do they draft somebody? Do they draft a receiver? Or do they go out and sign somebody? Because there are some decent names out there on the receiver market this year.
There's a lot of big names in the receiver market, and they've got a lot of cap space.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the cool, like the most flashy name for the Patriots would be going out and getting A-Rob, right? Like that would be the highlight. But the cheaper option that would be a little bit less on the production side would be getting Corey Davis.
Which I almost think would be, I don't know. Neither one of them feel like a Patriot to me.
No.
They both kind of
They're
It's
not
something
small
big.
white guys who used to work at Market Basket. That's crazy.
That's that's only half the equation, but yeah. Um, they don't strike me as Patriots receivers. Funny enough, I was playing a Madden thing and I
Yeah.
simulated through to next year, and the Patriots signed both Allen Robinson and Corey Davis.
Okay, yeah,
So
screw
apparently
you.
that's an option.
Yes,
um,
I mean, I guess, yeah, if you can work that, sure. But I honestly think the best option for the Patriots, because I hate the quarterbacks that would be sitting at their position right now in mock drafts or like assuming drafts. Um,
yeah,
I think if they can get him, if he's on the board, Kyle Pitts out of Florida, man, that dude is a bona fide star. He is a vertical threat tight end who just stretches the field. He is a taller, little bit bigger wide receiver.
yeah.
Dude's going to be a star on any team. He's a day one starter.
And I think that,
So
I mean, Darnold's never shown any partialness to tight ends, but
no,
so I mean, we've never really seen him have a chance to throw to a bigger receiver other than Herndon.
yeah,
Who's
I mean that's the most sample size you got, but
yeah. So I mean, it would be interesting to see him with a big target out there, and then maybe you go and get Pitts. Maybe you then say, all right, let's go with the cheaper option. Let's get Corey Davis out on the outside,
I
and then all of a sudden you're talking about a much different offense.
mean if you do that, then you're looking at three tiers of the field. Like you can have Bird or Myers running through the middle, have Pitts and I don't even know. We'll go Pitts and Edelman. I'm assuming Edelman's still going to be there, but I have some weird feelings about that.
I
Kind of
mean,
running the short yardage, maybe potentially long,
yeah,
and then
you
Corey
got
Davis.
Izzo and Asiasi, and there are options. They're not
They
great options.
are
They're options.
they yeah. I was going to say they are options. They're not great ones. Good call.
Hey, we
But
take what we can get. We're trying to build up from the ground here.
yeah,
So
um, I think the level of dynamic receiver they would get with the Kyle Pitts pick would be well worth it and could help develop Sam Darnold to give him options at every third of the field.
right.
And then having a strong backfield, it's a good situation for Sam Darnold to be in.
I agree. The biggest question mark, I think, at that point, if they can put together those kind of weapons, would be the offensive line and not having Dante Scarnecchia to put it together.
Oh, I know, and especially because Joe Tooney's the biggest question mark right now for them. David Anders, I think, is a free agent too, if I'm not wrong.
Not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure. That's
That would
not
be fucking terrifying.
But either way, I mean, the offensive line's falling apart slowly. They got the good rookie Anewu, but they're going to need a lot, and they need a good coach because Dante left a big gap in that coaching tree.
Yeah, for sure. And at the difference when he was there and then when he retired and then came back, that gap year, oh man, that was rough.
That was bad.
So building to do, but I like it.
So on the other end of that, let me pull this up because Deshaun Watson's value was just stated.
Oh yes, yeah. They want lots of.
They want the.
Wait, what was it? It was 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 young defensive starters, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know if they're trying to like stiff arm people or what.
I think they're trying to keep Deshaun Watson is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're trying not to let him leave, but
yeah,
I mean, he wants out. If you can get that kind of value, though, that's amazing. That's fucking stellar.
That would be ridiculous. Is there a team in this league that would be willing to do that?
I don't know about that. I mean,
I think the Rams would have been the only team that would be willing to do it, with given their just disregard for draft picks and plethora of defensive talent. But I don't think there's another team that can afford that.
I mean, not a team that would need him. Like I said, I mean, we both talked about it. I mean, the Bears, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking at the Bears, who do you send off on defense? Do you try to compensate one of those first-round picks and send Khalil Mack?
Well, do they even want Khalil Mack? Remember, they said young defensive starters.
That's true.
So, I mean, now you have to take age into account. That is a very specific.
That's insanely dumb and insanely specific. I mean, it's not dumb because of who he is, but it's dumb.
Like, The Colts, maybe. I mean, that would set them back a good chunk on defense.
Who are they going to send? Rocky Sin? And no way they send Darius Leonard.
No.
Not a shot.
You could probably trade Darius Leonard for Deshaun Watson straight up, and it wouldn't be crazy. So,
I think he might need one more pick in there, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like quality wise, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting a quarterback of your defense with Darius Leonard.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So,
I mean, and then what? Like the Bears, I couldn't see it. The Niners, I mean, I feel like you'd be sacrificing a lot.
I don't think they have the defensive. They're not giving up Nick Bosa.
Not a shot.
Nick
Bosa would be another one that you could cut that value down, but it's not worth it.
Right. They just don't have. No team really has that to give up readily.
I mean, look at the Patriots. I don't know, dude. I mean, like giving up J.C. Jackson, that would be a dumb move.
Right.
And then
they don't really have any other young defensive talent. All the other guys are getting kind of old. The Chase Winovich, maybe.
I guess, but even then, I like Chase too. I mean, that's obviously personal preference, not like a quality thing. But man, I really don't know what team. Like really breaking it down, I don't know what team fits that bill. And someone might be yelling at us right now, like through their radio, like, like, dude, I don't know.
Maybe the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a good young defense. They might be able to spare a piece or two. They got a lot of first-round picks.
They got the first-round picks to match it. I can't imagine a single player I get rid of on that.
Man, that's so hard. That's a puzzle that you're going to spend hours.
Stiff arming people, and they're doing it well. Strong arming, that's the word. Fuck. It's strong arm, not stiff arm.
What about the Saints?
Let's talk about the Saints.
I think that could be very interesting.
So this is purely assuming Drew Brees retires this year, which he has not announced, right?
Right.
Who do you send off that defense? Lattimore?
I could see them moving on from Marshawn Lattimore at this point. I don't think it would necessarily it wouldn't kill them to do. They need to find a solid replacement ASAP. Who else could you get rid of? And Alex Anzalone?
No, because they're all old too. I was about to say the Vikings, but they're on the same boat where like the quarterback, I mean, you can get rid of Kirk, I guess, and try to manage that. But
I don't think
they're all older players.
I don't think that the Vikings need Deshaun Watson. I think Kirk Cousins is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I think there are much bigger concerns for the Vikings, namely on defense. So I don't think that that's really
what the fuck, dude. I mean, I can't. I mean, I don't want to keep going on this, but there's genuinely a team I cannot say would do that, or I could say would do that. Sorry, I honestly am at a point. Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Once again, though, I mean, they want young defense. Who are you looking at? You're not going to send Minka.
No. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Every time you do it, you're like, oh, there's a young player. Boom. And you're like, wait a minute. Hold on.
The rest of them aren't young. Fuck.
Marshawn Lattimore is the only player you could convince me on the Saints. But other than that, it's like,
it's not everyone else is either old or too important.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Brutal. Maybe. Did I just dark horse? Hold on. Did I just put it together? What about the G-Men?
Okay.
What about the fucking G-Men? No one's talking about the potential that the G-Men could be in on this.
I think that they would be. Do they feel like they're a quarterback away from contending? Is the question.
I think you put a different quarterback in that offense, yeah.
With Saquon coming back.
I don't think Tate's coming back.
There are big question marks at receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I like Slayton. I like
you got Shepard.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard, but I don't know. I still don't buy into it. I still think they're too dumb to do it. But
I do too. But they could conceivably maybe pull it off. But the thing is, are you willing to sacrifice a good portion of the future of your defense and a good portion of your ability to replace those guys with the draft picks just for one guy. I don't know. I feel like you'd have to be a quarterback away and have 2 expendable.
Which is just such a weird spot.
Which is a situation that not many teams can say that they're in.
No.
Maybe
especially
the Bears,
Washington
if they
wants to
could.
do this.
I don't know who they'd send though. It doesn't. Oh man.
That's what I'm saying, Drew.
I mean, if they'd accept like Eddie Jackson and
I don't even
Callahan,
think
the fuck. Is he even on the Bears anymore?
Eddie Jackson?
No, Bryce Callahan.
Oh, I don't think so. Eddie Jackson, the chef. Oh, wait, what?
What?
I think I might have just learned something new today. Dude, I don't know if Eddie. What? Am I dumb? Am I blind?
Oh no, Bryce Callahan's on the Broncos. I'm stupid.
I'm on the wrong Eddie Jackson.
We both suck.
Okay, we're gonna move past Deshaun Watson now.
We tried.
Drew, you got it. Finish it.
All right. So that pretty much wraps up our trade rumors news recap. Whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the future. The impending game that I am very disappointed in and would rather see Mahomes and the Chiefs win the Super Bowl for the next 5 years in a row than see Brady win one more. So let's talk about the bowl. The Chiefs, the Bucks in Tampa, Mahomes versus Brady, one good defense against a slightly better defense. It's going to be a good game. You can't really deny that.
Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay has some much larger, more glaring weaknesses than Kansas City.
I mean, I think the biggest out of that being Tom Brady's performance recently in the playoffs.
If he plays anything like he did in the second half of that NFC Championship game, the Buccaneers are going to get steamrolled out of their own stadium.
I know, but here's the thing: is Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, man? Like, it sucks. I know I'm tired of it. I don't want it anymore. He's just so good at the playoffs. I hate it.
But this time it wasn't even him, dude.
I know. It's a
this time it's his team. He got carried through the playoffs by that team, and he was good against Washington, but everyone expected him to be good against Washington,
right?
And then he played the Saints, when Drew Brees decided that he wasn't going to throw a single pass over 7 yards. So even when they were down, like, whatever. Fucking Sean Payton and Drew Brees won Tom Brady that game.
Right.
And then the defense that was all over Aaron Rodgers, that was blowing through that Green Bay line. And the more and more that I look at film from that game, the less and less that I do blame Aaron Rodgers for what happened, because he had no time. That defense is insane. That defensive line is ridiculous. Anytime you have JPP and Ndamukong Suh, who are 2 of the fastest defensive linemen in the league, they're going to get there. They're going to get pressure, and it's going to make things hard for the opposing quarterback. And Mahomes is going to have just as hard a time with it. So, I don't know. If the Buccaneers can keep this game close, it's going to be because of the defense, not because of Tom Brady.
I want to say this is a changing of guard, but I can't buy into it, man. As many ways as I look at this, I just see this as like the quintessential ride into the sunset game for Tom Brady. He's going to win it. I guess so, yeah. It's still
He's going to win it and come back for the next 3 years. What do you mean?
I hate that. I hate that he's like, maybe I'll play past 45. That's making me think he's like, if he wins this Super Bowl, he's done. That's clicking in my brain. Because Tom Brady's not the dude who's going to want like a retirement, like, ceremony at each 16 game or every 16. Words are fucking tough tonight. At every 8 games he plays away, like he doesn't want a fucking like, oh, bye Tom, have a good one, you're the best.
Yeah, you know, I mean, in all reality, I think this is going to be his last Super Bowl. Even if he continues playing, I can't conceivably see him making it to the Super Bowl again after this. That Tampa team is going to have a lot of questions moving forward with Cap. I don't know how that team exists now. Same thing with the Chiefs, to be honest with you, but that's okay. So, I don't know. I think that it would be smart if Tom Brady can find a way to manage and pull off the Super Bowl. He should walk away. He should take this and say, all right, look, that's fucking 7. Nobody's gonna win 7 Super Bowls.
No, I'm good.
Never gonna happen again.
Done.
Just walk away. While you're on top, don't give yourself a chance for disappointment. Do what Peyton Manning did and just go.
Part of me says he's not gonna fucking do it though, and I
He's
don't
not.
know.
I can almost guarantee you that he's not. I think we're gonna be seeing Tom fucking Brady for the next at least 2 or 3 years, regardless of the outcome of this.
I hate it. I hate it.
I fucking confidence now.
I hate it. It fucking annoys me.
It's so irritating. It's
But-
so annoying.
We live in Tom Brady's world. That's the NFL now.
Yep.
It's goat versus baby goat. It's
And that's what happens when you decide to go from a team that you've won 6 championships with and
mhm.
say, let me go and find the best team that I can play for. Of course, you're going to do well. Of course, you're going to succeed. No question. Just how much and when are you going to walk away? And the answers to those questions are very unclear right now. As
You
much
like
as
putting
I
up the smoke screen, man. Fucking asshole. But I'm gonna take the Bucks. I'm gonna go the Bucks by. Let's go the Bucks by a score. I'll go by 7.
I'm going to take the Chiefs by 9.
Oh, they get a little extra plus there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a 2-score game, but as small of a 2-score game as it can be.
So let me ask you this off of that, and we'll do this as little mini debaters.
Sure.
Little quick debation, you know? We're masters. We know how to tame our debation. But out of the players, because Chris Godwin is one of them, if I'm going to give you... All right, let's give Dak and Chris Godwin. Out of those 2 players, assume one of them is not going to re-sign with their current team. Who is that going to be?
Which of the 2 doesn't re-sign?
Yeah, which of yes, like one has to, because it's more likely than not they're both going to re-sign, but assume one is not.
I would say it would be more likely that Chris Godwin doesn't, because I don't think Dak Prescott necessarily has a choice. I think he's going to get franchise tagged until he signs a fucking deal.
Well, no, isn't that in the new PA that they can't get franchise tag more than once?
Is it?
It might be. I might be making stuff up. We're gonna find out.
If they can franchise tag him, Dak is never leaving Dallas until his massive contract is up, whatever they work out. But if they can't, that's a different story. And Dak is an interesting topic.
And according to the NFL.com, the website of the NFL, a player can be tagged up to 3 times by his team. Well, fuck me. Sorry, Dak. Enjoy the tag again, baby.
Dak's not going anywhere.
No.
And it sucks because it would be great for him to go and get a fresh start after the leg injury with a new team. And
A team that's actually invested in him. I guess technically the Cowboys
aren't invested in him. It's that they were almost too invested in him to the point where they were just so concerned about that offense that the defense got horrifically neglected for 2 or 3 years. So, and do you really want to come back and play for Mike McCarthy?
I mean, no,
That's the other question. So,
not a shot.
He's screwed, man. He's fucking screwed.
I know, and I wish they would pay him. I think it's a smart move to pay him, not high-end money. But
That's the other thing is, if you want him there, just fucking give him the money. Just say, all right, fine. You are our quarterback for the future. Here's the money. Let's get to work on building a team that can compete for real.
that's me signing a check.
I got that.
This is how Mike McCarthy signs things. He just goes,
Only in your fever nightmares.
oh God, one of those all the time. They give him little gold stickers for his signature on everything.
Good job, Mike. You signed the right spot.
He did it, Mike. He just hands back his contract. And it's just full of fucking stickers. Like, way to go, Mike. I'm gonna be your coach.
I'm gonna be your coach. That is like one of the most OG Boda moments that exists.
Oh my gosh, I know. Before we were moderately not really famous.
We're not famous, come on.
We are double Z list celebrities.
Working our way up the ranks, man.
It goes us, and then that fat guy who shot a gun and jiggled.
I mean, to be fair, if there's someone we're gonna be behind, I'm glad it's him.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna protect us for goddamn sure.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm good. That's the show. I don't know.
I mean, this is really gonna be a short one. I don't think we have much left to talk about.
I got nothing.
I don't know, man. I think that I'm picking the Chiefs, but the NFL is probably gonna find a way to make Tom Brady win, just because.
That's stupid. Now I'm angry again. I was happy and laughing, and now I'm angry.
It bothers me, dude. I fucking hate this league. I really do.
Shit. Oh, all right.
There's fans of teams that aren't in the Super Bowl all the time. This fucking sucks.
Yeah. Browns Packers next year, Drew.
James, if the Browns and Packers play in the Super Bowl next year, we're going.
There's not even a shot we don't go, dude.
I don't care how much it costs. We are finding a way to go.
We're going to that Super Bowl. I don't care where it is. I don't care what. I don't care if fans are allowed in.
I'll fucking walk.
I will walk to that stadium if they give me a ticket. NFL, you listening? I'm here.
Please don't let it be in like fucking Inglewood. That would be such shit.
We have to walk through the desert to get to Vegas.
Oh man.
I've never
way across the country.
Airport. I want to correct that. I feel like it's way more manageable. I'll walk from my Uber from the airport.
From the air.
Yeah, I'm getting progressively more lazy as this show goes on. as that statement keeps spinning.
That's okay. That would be a long fucking walk.
I'm worth it. Wait, I am worth it. Thank you,
Absolutely, James. You are worth it. I would be hyped for that, though. That would be unfucking believable.
I got nothing. We're going to do draft stuff eventually, but I don't think this is the show for that. We'll wait until after.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta let the season play out as it will.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna end it?
I thought you were gonna end it. I opened it.
Ah! Oh, you want me to end it?
Yeah. Do it.
I thought I was waiting this whole time for you to end the show.
Oh, that's why we're still here, huh?
Yeah, apparently. I was wondering what was going on. I was like, man, I wonder when Drew's gonna end this fucking show.
Just sitting here in silence, and every once in a while, one of us says something.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for Garbage Time. I got it right this time. That's 2 for 2 on shows, ladies and gentlemen. 2 for 2. You know where to find us already because we're in your ears, we're in your mind, we're in your heart, we're in your soul. Anchor sponsors us. They send our stuff out. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, everywhere. We're with you. I give you a little kiss. That's for you. ASMR. At Boda Sports everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We are now on the Sports Me app. I have been active on there. I know Zach is talking about getting more active. Drew, we got to get you on there. Yeah. And Christoph is also on there. He's going to be doing some stuff too. If you haven't downloaded it, you should. It's a phenomenal app. You get a debate on. It's great. It's like a comment section, but you can see video. So it's like, yeah, screw you. You got to be nice now. But no one's actually nice. We're all assholes. Everybody's an asshole. Everybody has an asshole.
Everybody poops.
Anyway, thank you for joining us this week. Stay beautiful as always, and we'll see you next time.